Hello, welcome to another episode of Dweebz in Japanese. I'm one of your hosts, Khalil.
I am one of your hosts.
Wow. That super high definition image of your eye.
Yeah, I had to do something different this
good.
week because you were doing the.
Yeah, I could have done better, but you know.
I'll come up with something every week. We'll see if I can do it while still holding this.
Oh yeah, let's see that. That'll be interesting.
All right.
This is episode 37 of our wonderful podcast.
If you didn't already know by the title.
Yeah. We just finished watching Death Note episode 4, and we could barely help ourselves from talking about it before. So, what did you have to say, Patrick?
I was just gonna say that it's funny because it's almost like the script writers or the screenwriters are trying to make things just complicated, and they didn't really have a plan in the beginning. Like the beginning was like, hey, this would be an interesting premise. Some dude has the power to write somebody's name down into a notebook and then they die. And then after that, they're like, oh, okay, now it's kind of boring because how the heck are they going to find this dude? Like, he has to be found somehow. So then they think, okay, well, let's just introduce this like all-knowing anonymous character, literally like anonymous, the group, but also people don't know who he is. Yeah, which is like the point of anonymous. But he has this extra information that they don't have, and then he introduces it so that they're closer to finding out who he is. And he's just like some mastermind who's also scheming behind the scenes, just like Raito is. And so it's just funny because if he was just like doing, giving people heart attacks all the time, so L pinpointed who this guy was because of the TV news, like the bad guys showing up. So it was obvious that that only like appeared in Japan and only appeared at a certain time during that certain thing. And so, he's got to be in this prefecture, this area, which makes sense. But I don't know. After this, he's trying to run away from the police, and everybody. He's just trying to and he knows that he's being followed. He knows that. In that scene, he genuinely seemed surprised though when he was on the bus, and then the guy handed him the FBI thing. The badge. Oh yeah,
I don't think he realized he was being
I don't think he realized it, but I do think he was trying to make a creative facade, like a smoke screen, because he didn't seem enthusiastic about being with that girl at all.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I'm pretty sure he was just using her. I don't even think we got her name.
Yeah. So that makes me think that he, just in case he was being followed, and he's following that scene, and then the whole. I don't know if he also wrote in the note. I wasn't able to read it quick enough that dude was going to come, but he alluded to it. That
which one?
He was
the
a bad guy.
FBI?
No, the bad guy who.
Oh yeah, yeah. He wrote like all that.
Okay, so
he
was going to come.
He chose the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw he chose the time that he was going to board the bus.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like that I knew during the end. What he write? I thought he wrote most of that in the on the bus though. Like he wrote a little bit.
No, he wrote most of it. It looked like he wrote most of it off, but then he took a little piece.
Yeah,
which is what he wrote. That little. I don't know what was on it, but the guy.
Oh, he wrote it before.
Yeah.
So that he could drop it. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So he could drop it, and the guy can touch it, and then be able to see.
Yeah, I did see him writing a little bit though. So
I'm not sure what
he
was
wrote
writing.
That little note just to make things more interesting. And then of course Shinigami's like, atamai omoshiroi. And then the angsty, guy is like, yeah, I'm cool.
Like, all according to plan.
All according to plan. I am so much smarter than everybody.
So edgy, yeah.
So
I'm an honor roll student.
I'm an honor roll student. Yeah.
It keeps just. I feel like it's gonna keep getting ridiculous.
It gets more and more ridiculous. So exactly. That episode was his little plot, his little scheme, to outwit a lot of the law enforcement, even people who are also in the same area and the same situation as him, who don't even think he's, you know, guilty. And so to make them, unsuspicious. It's funny because I was listening to a podcast yesterday, a Malcolm Gladwell podcast, his revisionist history podcast. It's super good.
Oh, okay.
And there was an excerpt from his book, and then the episode of the podcast is called the Cuban Queen or something like that, or Queen of Cuba. Queen of Cuba is the name of that podcast episode. It's really good, and it makes me want to buy the book for sure. Talking to Strangers is the book name, and there's an audiobook too. But anyways, it talks about that chapter in particular talks about Cuban spies in the United States and how like good they were, and it kind of reminds me of that, like them doing sabotage or whatever, like sabotaging plans from the U.S. and like basically leaking all the information. And this particular spy was in the DIA or something.
What's that?
I think there's an organization of the United States that's like has jurisdiction with like foreign countries and stuff, and then it's like the CIA, and then the DOD. It's like another one of those, and I've never really heard about it. I think it's a DIA, DIA.gov or something.
You're ascending.
I know I am ascending gradually. I told you I was going to get brighter. It's going to get real bright.
It's that time.
It is that time for sure. I think it's a DIA. Anyways, so she was, Defense Intelligence Agency is the name of the DIA. And most people know CIA, FBI, DOD, and stuff like that. But DIA is another organization with the government, U.S. government. Anyways, so she was like higher up in there, and this is during the Cuban like fallout with Fidel Castro and
I see.
all that in the 90s. And so she was like basically relaying all the information and all the conversations that the higher ups, like the top of that agency, were having. And so she would like type up reports at the end of the day and send it to Fidel Castro about every move that the United States was going to make.
Yeah. I wonder how you get into that position,
They all thought she was an amazing analyst. She was like and so it was crazy. It was funny to me though, is that this episode of Death Note is like he's some kid who's probably like 16 or something,
right?
And obviously thinks he's like the smartest in the world, but he is duping a bunch of people. And so it's sort of that like kind of thing, like you have to pretend and live a fake life.
Mm-hmm.
And she was doing the same thing because she also apparently had a boyfriend who was also in the same agency, who was in charge of basically finding moles and finding spies within the agency. Oh my God. And he didn't know. And then also all of her friends in the agency didn't know. That's how good she was.
Yeah.
And but what's funny is that she kept like codes to codes as in like a key to conversations and stuff that she would have, and other giveaways like in her purse. And then she there's a bunch of like giveaways, but people are like, oh well, she's a good analyst, there's no reason for her to be a spy, even though they knew that there were other spies in the agency. They just like there was like one person who was suspect, but then didn't find anything throughout the day. She didn't like, take any notes or whatever. She questioned her, and she was telling the truth or whatever. But what she did is she would just remember everything from the day and then type up reports at night. So that's what got her away from suspicion, is that she would do it. She wouldn't take phone calls or whatever during the day. She would just type up reports and stuff at night. And she had her own, phone or something like that. Or no, it was like a radio. Also in her broom closet or whatever at her place, so they found that too. So it was like really obvious when they actually looked into it.
Yeah, but
when they questioned her, she was
suspicion.
Exactly. When they questioned her, she was completely honest about everything that was happening throughout the day and what she was doing, because nothing that she was doing was necessarily wrong throughout the day until at night when she was writing those reports.
Yeah, you have to reckon. maybe recommend that. What was the name of it again?
Talking to Strangers is the name of the book, and then that podcast episode in particular, it's an hour long. It was really, really interesting. I mean, all of Malcolm Gladwell's stuff is really interesting, though, but that episode of the podcast, if you just want to listen to it, is Queen of Cuba.
Cool.
And the podcast name is Revisionist History. So, but anyways,
nice.
That is basically Raito. That's basically a Raito, right? So Raito is, but he's not. I mean, he is as good because he has a special Death Note power from the Death God Shinigami.
But he's more of like on his own side. He's not really doing anything for like a specific agency. You know,
he's
just
doing it
kind
for
of
his
doing
own
his thing.
angstiness, like for his own pride and
self-validation,
narcissism. Basically,
yeah.
There's a lot of narcissism there.
Yeah, there is, and it's interesting.
Yeah, he thinks he's smarter than everybody, and he's, I think he also says that all the other death gods don't work. Like he's the only one working. They're not really doing anything. So that was interesting. Yeah, there's gonna be. I know you were saying that too earlier, a couple of minutes ago, that there's gonna be a lot more like insane, unnecessarily insane plots.
Yeah, like
by the way, I'm entering the Twilight Zone, or I'm transcending.
You were orange.
Turning kind of orange now. It's really obvious too, because when I look at your video, it's like blue.
Yeah, we have like completely opposite color schemes
like
going on.
We're just getting gradually saturated. So yeah, anyways, looking forward to all the ridiculous plots that are gonna appear in following episodes. But yeah, sorry if you guys really, really, really enjoy the show and you're like, it's not that angsty, it's not that whatever. It's just, I think Khalil and I are a little bit older now, so it's fun to see, this is shows that we watched as high schoolers and didn't notice all these little things.
Yeah,
they're kind of silly and like, definitely made for young adults or teenagers.
Yeah, I definitely see
it's
that.
fun though. Like if this show is stupid because, it's fun because it's stupid. It's like silly, but it is fun to follow all the little like ridiculous, complicated.
It is. It's like it's a good cat and mouse story, and I think that part will become more apparent once L is more of he's like more part of the story.
He's kind of getting in there.
He's getting there, but he's not quite to that point yet where it's like both of them just like pulling the Uno reverse cards on each other.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that again to see if that's still fun.
I mean, he did see that Ed. He saw the secret message or whatever. And there's like Ed nantoka like Ed ga shitteru or something like that. I forgot what was written there. It's on the top of the
I think it was
note. But yeah, excited to see what happens next episode because things will get more crazy and more.
It's just like a roller coaster.
Dark.
It just keeps going up.
Yeah.
All right. Let's cover our awards.
Let's do it. I'm going to share my screen here. Will I share the right screen? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's enhance. Zoop zip zip.
Enhance.
So that my first word has not changed. It is still Hyo, I think. Is it Hyo?
Yep.
Hyo. And it's like to express. I haven't seen that pop up yet because I've been a little behind. So I'm still catching up to get to the more newer things. I think is what's happening. My second one is to count again. I don't know why it must be a different version. So I'm assuming it's Kazo still.
Kazu.
There you go. Okay. I don't know why I say Kazo. Well, that's why I only get it right 25% of the time, apparently. I'm assuming this isn't. Yeah, I'm assuming I haven't even seen this that much, so I don't know why it's so low. But yeah, I'm suffering a little bit.
What's that?
Because I'm doing bad on these two. They're very low.
50, 25. Yeah, Hyo is new for you, though, right?
Yeah, Hyo is new.
Yeah.
Kazu is just, for some reason,
expected.
I can't learn it. 50-50 is not too bad for a new thing, because it's just like, sometimes when you read or when you learn a new word, sometimes it sticks Sometimes it doesn't, like right away. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Depending on what it is, I've noticed. Like if I really like the word, it's cool. I'll remember it better. Fun to say, unique, mnemonic, or something like that. You know.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly. Look at that.
Whoa, back to the OGs.
Back to the OGs. Nothing's changed there. I still haven't seen them. So I got my all my new stuff down, and then this
Nice.
old OG stuff. But I will say that I have like a lot of reviews recently, and we were talking before the show that I am like way behind in my own. Like I only have 100 and something reviews, but yesterday I had 260 or something like that, and I haven't had that many reviews in a long time. Just like work has been insane the past couple of days, and then
You've been moving. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, and like we've been sort of renovating piece by piece to our new condo, so it's like a lot of little things throughout the day.
Yeah,
just like takes up the entire day, and then by the time that time, I'm like not wanting to do anything related to. I don't want to look at any screen. I don't want to like do anything. I just want to go exercise, like skate. So
nice.
So yeah, but anyways, like these I want to be knocked out of. I'm still level 58, right? Like I've only got a couple more levels to go, and so I feel, and then obviously a ton of reviews, probably 1,000, 2,000 reviews or something like that until I'm finally done with everything.
What is your progress on 58? Does it show you? Or,
it does, yeah, it does show me, and I'm actually not sure.
I'm just curious. I don't think you've ever shared that.
I'm not. I'm probably like a third of the way there. I've got all of the lessons are available. I haven't done them yet. I've only done a couple lessons. And yeah, I'm not sure how this diagram has been telling me. Like basically I think I'm a third of the way there. This diagram is kind of odd. It says I have 3 days remaining, but I definitely do not. That's like an average. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to take me probably. I mean, I have learned 1,900 kanji. That's what it's telling me. 1,959. And then I do think I have like a third. I'm like a third away there through level 58.
Through 58, nice.
I'm like not also rushing it. I do today though. I've been feeling like I really want to do everything. Like I want to do all my. I have 88 lessons. I don't want to do 88 lessons. I'll probably do like 10.
10's a good amount. 10's like the most I think I could do
in a day. Yeah, I'll do all my reviews, and I'll do 10 lessons today, and then tomorrow I'm gonna keep that pace, and then just keep doing lessons because I really want to knock this out.
Nice. That's good. You're feeling like energized and motivated.
Well, yeah, because I think that like I only have a couple. I've been reading a bunch of things about people reaching level 60, and I feel like I've been on level 58 for the past 2 months. So I mean, I'm kind of slacking. I'm just doing reviews. Yeah, so I want to continue the lessons more. I've been doing like probably 20 lessons within the past 2 months, which is stupid. So I should do more. Yeah. All right, cool. You got a bunch of words.
I sure do. Let's see.
Oh,
yeah. Let's save that one towards the end. I love that one.
That's weird.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. I messed up my thing. Okay. So first one I saw once. Every once in a while I'll just like look at a kanji and like that I see in the wild, and then I'll just kind of sear it in my brain. This is one of them. And then I started seeing it multiple times. So I was like, all right, time to make it official. And we got Yui. I thought it was a shoku, but it wasn't.
Oh no,
it looks similar.
It is close. That. It has the yo part that kanji in it, but it's a little bit different.
Yeah. It is, yeah. But like at a glance, I didn't really realize it until I actually looked at it, which is why I do that every once in a while, so I can actually distinguish them. So yeah, yoi, it's like good.
Yep. Is it e? Like ine or whatever, it's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Yoi is just harder to say. So yoi ne, if you say that, it sounds kind of odd because it's been colloquialized, I guess. It's changed over time to be e. Yeah.
Cool.
But if yoi still like nakayoshi, that's still, you still say that. Nakai, you can say that too. You can say either one. Naka
Gotcha.
is like, relationship or whatever, companionship, and then E, like you're basically nakai is like you're friendly with that person. Like nakai ne, like oh you're friendly or you like each other type of thing.
Nice.
So, but
interesting.
nakayoshi, yoshi is the kind of more adverb or like it's a noun still, but it's not, you're not like saying it's not like a full sentence. You're using that to describe give more context to what you're about to say.
Yeah.
Like nakayoshi de, they go to the supermarket together. Super ni itsumo ishoni iteru, like that. I don't know.
Interesting. It's always those little differences.
Yeah. Here I go again.
All right. Next is ho ho. It's fun. It's fun to say. It's like I heard this a few times in this episode actually. And it's like, what is it
really?
like? Way you're gonna like method or something, or like way you're gonna do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was when Light was about to go on his fake date, and Shinigami was saying like, "Oh, I don't understand what you're doing," kind of thing. Or like, I don't understand the
Light
way
was
you...
about to go on his thing.
No, it was when he was about to go on the date. Light
about to go on a date. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was talking to Yuke, and Yuke was like, I don't know what you're doing, man."
Oh, yeah. Right. Like, what is your plan here? What is your motivation here?
Yeah.
Your motive here. Yeah.
And yeah, anyway, next one is Chanto. I hear that a lot.
Chanto.
Too.
Yeah.
Chanto. It's like properly.
Yep. Very, very common.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chanto shiteru, like you're properly doing it. Chanto hi totteru. Chanto hi totteru is like is it being cooked well enough, basically?
Oh. Like he isn't fire? Is that
he isn't fire,
yeah. The same one?
Hi totteru is like being cooked well. And then chanto is like properly, and that's usually a question.
Mm-hmm.
Chanto hi totteru.
Okay, cool.
Judy says that to me all the time. I'm cooking. She doesn't trust me. Dude, there's like a huge. I don't know if this is a pigeon. I think it is a pigeon. It might be a dove. It's a dove. It's like sitting
there's just
outside
a wild dove out there.
my lanai right now. I'll take a video because this is crazy. It's just looking at me. Sorry, continue.
It's okay. You heard it here first, folks. There's a dove.
So curious. It's funny.
Little Doolittle over here. All right, the last word is
Doolittle.
Hakoshinja. So, I cannot remember how I came across this word, but apparently it means like an Xbox, like Microsoft Xbox fanboy or fangirl. So it's like somebody who
the box
really likes Xbox. Yeah,
the box
it's so funny.
Is the literal meaning of that.
It's like the direct, yeah. It's used as like saying. We don't have any version of that in English, but yeah, it's like
just a
Xbox
nerd,
fanboy,
just a geek. I don't know.
But yeah, no, specific to Xbox. So I'm wondering if there's a PS.
That's specific to Xbox.
Version. Yeah, it's like saying Xbox
that's
fanboy.
Weird. That's super
so
weird.
Funny.
Can I show you something really quickly just to derail the conversation? Do you see that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on. Wait, why is it in a different window now? Hold on. Oh yeah. I thought doves are white.
There are different types of doves. I mean, a pigeon wouldn't. That doesn't look like a pigeon. You know what I mean?
No.
Maybe it is a pigeon. Tell us in the comments what that is.
Yeah, help us. I don't know animals that well. Well, I don't know birds that well.
I don't know birds at all.
Birds are weird. I don't count them. They're different.
They're not animals. They're what's
birds.
No, yeah, but
dinosaurs?
What's the scientific name for
avian? Is it
avian race? I don't know. Hakoshinja. So Hakoshinja is for Xbox only, you said?
I'm assuming so. I mean,
Is it console gamers?
Console gamers. I wonder what the PC equivalent would be.
Oh, probably a save.
Yeah. So I typed it in G-Show. Yeah, it's Xbox fanboy or fangirl, and the category is derogatory.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's hilarious because I could see that.
That's so
sure.
funny.
Yeah,
yeah, I like that one.
Dude, that's really funny too. That's a word.
Yeah, it's like
and it's common enough to be a word.
Yeah, it's in the dictionary
for Xbox, not for PlayStation, which is obviously like more people have PlayStations in Japan. And
the funny part is, it's not like a word that's being repurposed. It's just that's it. You know,
it's weird. A box believer.
Box believer. It does sound kind of offensive, I guess.
It's pretty funny.
All right, what do you got?
I don't know if that's also xenophobic. Like Xbox is not Japanese. I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe.
I got a couple words. So tsui means like subconsciously or without thinking necessarily, or you know, like in the moment. Tsui.
Tsui?
Yeah. There's a bunch of different like nuances for tsui, but you hear that a lot in conjunction with a bunch of different words. So other word is chigiru, which means to pledge or to vow. This is a word. That's what it means. Sasa is a word that I'm forgetting, and so we're going to look it up again. I think it means like quickly, without delay, promptly. Again, all these words we're going to read in the manga in a bit. So teban means
nice.
Something. Forgot what it means. It means to well, as soon as we look it up, I forgot. Standard, routine, regular, basic, staple. So standard or routine. So basically standard, teban. That's something I should definitely remember, teban. Because I usually say like or nichijo or other words. Standardo, that you can say that too. I understand. Teban.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Hikiyoseru. Hikiyoseru is to draw something in. And so in the manga they say hikiyoserareru, which means to be drawn in. It's like you're not actively doing it, it is just happening.
Yeah.
The intransitive verb. And so hikiyoserareru is what you'll read about something. This is o, which means to carry on one's back. Interesting. It's really weird because it's the same kanji that is for lose, like makeru.
Oh,
maketa. Yeah. Shoene means to be energy conscious, or like to conserve energy. Not conscious, sorry, because that's like a state of mind. This is more like this is actually conserving energy, using less water. It's it's not electric, it's like manual. No, it's mostly action. I guess it could. No, it's more of like an adjective. It's adjective.
Oh, I see.
Like sho enena. So ene meaning like short for energy, right? Sho it means to conserve. So sho ene, again, Japanese people like to make things small and then also like combine words together, then cut them in half, do weird things.
Yeah.
So this one, I don't remember what the reading for this one is, and I don't remember what it means either. Yeah, let me look it up. Sorry about that. It means kobiru. It means to flatter. Mm-hmm. This is from the anime. Kobiru means to flatter. This word means to flatter. Yoppodo means very greatly. This is something I do hear, not super frequently, but I do hear. So yeah, that's it basically for me. You're gonna hear a bunch of these in the manga, and then some of the last two in the show. Kobiru, to flatter. Shinigami was talking to Daito, and he's like, I don't want to flatter him for whatever reason. I forgot the reason he said. And he also said Yoppodo for like very, probably very smart or whatever. But I don't want to flatter him. So our grammar word lesson today is tara. Not a word, but a sort of conjugation for verbs. So conditional clause-like verb form is what tofugu describes. How did they categorize it? So basically, I think of
Additional.
TLDR. I think of tara is basically a way to say if with a verb. So if this happens, like if this verb happens, if this action happens, or this thing happens, then something will occur, or something is, something is true, or whatever. So, for example, 勉強しなさい. So this is probably a mom or something, or maybe a spouse or something like that, saying study. Like しなさい. This is very direct and very casual. ご飯食べたらする. This sounds like a parent talking to a kid.
Yeah.
ご飯食べたらする. So 食べたら, ご飯 is food, obviously, right? So 食べたら is if eaten, like if I ate in this case. I isn't directly said here, but it's implied. So 食べたら, the way that you can probably see here, the way that you conjugate tara is you take the past form and then you just add da to it. So if it's, for example, a different type of verb, I forgot the name of the linguistic term for this, but for example, like nomu, the ending is mu, then you'd say non da ra, not a notara, or you don't say that because that's a completely different word. That's like to fly, but or to ride rather. If you say non dara, right? Nomu, non da, like I drank, da. If I drank, blah blah blah. So in this case, it's gohan tabetara suru. So 勉強しなさい. Gohan tabetara suru. Like after I eat. If I eat, then I'll do it. Like when I eat, basically, it's when in English.
Gotcha.
You see here when, after, or if. So you don't. That's the thing, is that sometimes this is complicated when they're trying to give you like the way that you would translate it in English. The more time you spend with Japanese and the more time you spend speaking Japanese, it becomes a lot more. You gain a sort of a feeling for it when you don't need the direct English translation, and you just have a feel for it in context. And so, sure, it means when, after, if in English, but don't overthink it. It's really just a condition, and you can think of it as if or when. When this thing occurs, if this condition is true, basically. Just take the past form of the verb and then add ra to it, and then just listen a lot when you're hearing conversations, and you'll hear it all the time. So the next one is like 勉強しなさい. お小遣い. お小遣い. お小遣いくれたらする. So お小遣い is allowance. くれたら means like to have been given. So くれる is like receive, or rather like to give, right, from the opposite perspective. So くれる, like 食べてくれる is like, can you eat that, right? And then くれる is you're asking somebody to do something for you. So お小遣いくれたら, it means to give to me. So you're giving me allowance. If you give me allowance, then I'll study. お小遣いくれたらする. Yeah, and there's a bunch of, again, they have like different, mas forms, des forms, でしたら. You can add basically that to any past tense, regardless of the formal level, or the if it's sonkeigo, or if it's just casual speak. So 食べたら, natsu da, dattara, that's another thing that I didn't say explain. Dattara, so datta, right, is past tense. You add ra to it, and then it becomes dattara. Essentially, any past tense verb, you can just add ra to it. Past tense verb conjugation, you can just add ra to it, and it becomes conditional. And then I don't know if I've already done a vocabulary lesson about like reba. or rather ba, and that's also another conditional. There's a nuance. It's kind of the same, and you can use them almost always interchangeably. Tada and or yeah, this form, and then reba, but or eba, basically ba. However, this says a little bit of a nuance that it's when this happens, like if this happens, when this happens. So there's a more of like a past tense nuance to it.
Oh, I see.
But for the most part, you can use them interchangeably. It means basically the same thing at the end of the day when you're asking like a question or if you're making a statement. Also, I like here, 難しくない、難しくなかった、難しくなかったら、難しくなかったら. Again, you're taking the past form of anything and then you're adding a dot to it, and that becomes a conditional. So, 食べなくなかったら. Sorry, 食べなかったら. 食べなかったら is like you haven't, if you haven't eaten. So that's the negative form, right? You can also use it with like たい, right? Like for example, 食べたい, 食べたかった, I wanted to eat. 食べたかったら, if you wanted to eat. Also, like when I wanted to eat, there's a little bit of a nuance there if you're like saying, when I wanted to eat, I couldn't eat. If you're telling a story or something like that.
Yeah.
食べたかったら, I would probably say 食べたかったのに食べれなかった. Like despite wanting to eat, I couldn't eat.
Oh.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. 走ったらストレッチをします. This is, I stretch after running, yes. 走ったらストレッチをします. I stretch when running. Right, because this, again, the nuance is that it happens after the case. And so that is the nuance between tara and reba or eba.
Oh.
Those are two different things because they can use for the most part interchangeably, but again, the nuance is that it happens after.
Yeah.
Something has to happen first. So, 走ったらストレッチをします. The nuance there, again, is 走ったら. After running, I stretch.
Okay.
Yeah, after running, I
It's
stretch.
making more sense now.
Like 走ってたら友達に会った. I ran into my friend when I was running. So when I was running, 走ってたら友達に会った. You can also say like 走ってた時に友達に会った. Again, it's like it's 走ってた時に友達に会った. That's also very, very common. That's also just a different way to say sort of the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going down here, 勉強したら疲れた. 勉強したら疲れた. Like when I studied, I became tired. It's interesting because in English we say became tired. So 疲れになった? 疲れになった. In Japanese, you just say 疲れた. Like, there's no became necessarily in there. It's just like to be tired. Yeah. 工業, sorry. 卒業したら留学する. So this is, okay, this is like, hear that all the time. 卒業したら, like after I graduate. 卒業 means to graduate. したら, to do, to carry out, like to do, to if I do, when that happens, when I do graduation, 留学 is I'm gonna say it wrong. Tada for if. Yeah, like again, same kind of thing. このプリン食べたら帰ります. After I eat, like if I eat the pudding, after I eat the pudding, I'm gonna go back home. Oh, yeah. So this is interesting. They're talking about like if you want to add, to avoid the miscommunication, moshi or moshimo. Moshimo is like more formal way to say, sort of like a more formal way to say moshi. But moshi means if, right? And you usually put that at the beginning of the sentence if you're trying to add more clarity. So as somebody says moshi, they're prefacing the next thing they're about to say, giving you more context that what I'm about to say is going to be a question or it's going to be a conditional. Like I'm making moshi means if, literally. So same thing in English. If I say, if Then the next thing I'm about to say, you're thinking is conditional, right?
Gotcha.
So in the same thing in Japanese, if you say moshi, you know, moshi kono pudding tabetara kaerimasu, that has a completely different nuance than kono pudding tabetara kaerimasu. Kono pudding tabetara kaerimasu means, you know, after I eat the pudding, I'm going to go back home, right? But if I say moshi kono pudding tabetara kaerimasu, it can mean a couple different things. But yeah, they have it right there. I'll go back home if you eat this pudding. Moshi kono pudding tabetara kaerimasu, it has a more like passive aggressive tone to it, and then it's not about you, it's about them.
Yeah.
Right? Moshi kono pudding tabetara kaerimasu. Like if you eat this pudding, I'm gonna go back home. So, お金があったら留学するのに. Yeah. Yeah, お金があったら留学するのに. If I had money, I would study abroad.
Rip.
I would have studied abroad, yeah. 留学するのに. Yeah, that's like I have a plan. I would have studied abroad. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if I need to describe that more. No ni means in spite of, or you know, something similar, synonym to in spite of. And it's usually associated with the feeling of having missed out or lacking something, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like 留学するのに or お腹空いてるのに食べれなかった as an example I gave before. Like お腹空いてるのに despite me being hungry, I couldn't eat. 食べれなかった In this case, yeah. Like お金があったら留学するのに I think we're good. I think we don't need to do a lot of more examples. I can again, I'm gonna link this in the description so you can go take a look at it and hopefully it makes sense.
Yeah, at your own pace if you need to look at anything.
Yeah. Next thing is oops, sorry. What happened? Oh, it closed. Uh-oh. I got
Why are you closed?
I'm not closed. I'm an open book. Something is closing my tabs though. I think it's I have an extension that's like closing my tabs. I don't know where it is. This is odd. I have a couple of extensions that are being closed because I like to keep them closed. But where'd it go? Darn. I had the thing.
The thing?
Yeah, the thing.
The thing.
I had the manga set up. Oh, maybe it's a separate tab. Oh yeah, so I'm sorry about that. Got it now. I moved it out of the way for whatever reason. I think I was for the episode or something. Okay. All right, go back to okay. So we left off a little bit later than this, but I'm just going to recap for us a little bit.
All right.
So, だからって高くないよ. Don't hit me. だからって高くないよ. So I forgot that she's a little bit more chill and less smoky. Or she's very smoky. She's less kya kya, which I don't know how to say in English. She's a little more chill than the rest of them.
Yeah.
Ja! Shiori-chan!
Dang.
So she said, "Don't hit me," because I hit back. That's how I get angry, is I hit back. And then Shiori, she just slaps her on the head. Genkotsu. Tsui, there's that tsui. Tsui fusaketa natte. So tsui means like subconsciously. You know, I just wanted to fusakeru means to make jokes, to make fun, basically. It doesn't have to be a joke. Fusakeru means to be silly, basically, to make fun. Not to make fun of necessarily.
Like to mess around.
To mess around, kind of,
yeah.
See, fuzaketaku natte. Like, I just wanted to goof around. And she's like almost crying. And then Mayo's like, what just happened? お前ふざけるなよ、本当に。ふざけた髪型しやがって。ちぎるぞ means, again, to vow. ごめんなさい。 さっさと帰るぞ. Like, I'm gonna leave soon.
Oh, she got messed up.
なんだよ! They're all like, her nose is bleeding. They're all surprised. 同称人物。相越図? I think that's a 相関図? Actually, don't even know what that means.
Round.
Partner partner interval map or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, is it like a relationship diagram?
Yeah, relationship diagram. I think is yeah. Connection. Sorry, this is connection. So 相関図 maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
relationship
yeah,
diagram. Yeah. なじみ。兄弟。Sorry, what's this again?
Oh, dang it. I remember you mentioned this last
K-mai. Haha.
yeah.
K-mai is like older brother and younger sister. They're all connected. Tomodachi. They're all friends. We already knew that. 科学否定. 科学否定 is like refusing science.
Wow.
Yeah. 傘が進化したらどうなるんだろうね. Like, I wonder, so, kasa is umbrella. So if, I love the umbrella kanji, by the way. It's really like, it looks like a kind of an umbrella, right?
Yeah.
傘が進化したらどうになるんだろうな。どうになるんだろうね。定番の話題だな. It's like just like a standard kind of boring conversation is basically. 被るだけで雨が妨げる帽子とか良くない? So she's talking about like, so 被るだけで, so, 雨が妨げる帽子. So 雨が妨げる帽子. It means, to basically obstruct rain or like to prevent rain. So 雨 means rain. 被る means to put on. So just by putting the, hat on, 帽子. So 被るだけで, just to put on, 雨が妨げる帽子. Basically a rain repelling hat. とか, like things like that. よくない? Isn't that good? 弾く. いや、それ肩とか濡れるだろう. 肩 is shoulder. So, いや、それ肩とか濡れるだろう. 濡れる means to get wet. 周囲の雨が帽子に引き寄せられるから大丈夫. So 周囲 means like surrounding basically, like, so the surrounding rain, 周囲の雨は帽子に, so to the hat, 引き寄せられる. 引き寄せられる is the word that I was saying earlier. It means drawn in. So, you know, the surrounding rain is like drawn into the hat. And so, you know, there's a little diagram, her with the thumbs up, but like this will be fine. 大丈夫だ. いや、どうやって引き寄せるんだよ. And then she's like, no, it'll be good. And he's like, yeah, but how does that get drawn into your hat? Because you see how the rain is like being drawn in or like attracted to the hat for some reason.
Yeah. Not bouncing off.
She's like, それは魔法とかで. 魔法 is like witchcraft. Like, それは魔法とかで. She's gonna add some like wizardry to it. 魔法使っていいの? Like, you can use witchcraft. 効率化. 魔法使えるなら, actually, did I want to go this far? Oh, yes, I want to go this far, sorry. 魔法使えるなら, if you can use witchcraft, 雨なんか風の力でビヤーっとな. So, 雨なんか風の力で. So, 風の力 is like the wind power. Can you use wind power to, you know, repel the rain? そうだ、風だよ. 風? She's like still looking at her fingers because of the weird thing. What is she eating? Like a...
Oh, it was a popsicle, but she's like eating it with her
I guess
hands
she
now.
is like, it's like falling on the table. I didn't even realize that. Because she's talking. Ryuku is backpack, right? みたいに, also, funny enough, Ryksek is Norwegian for backpack. So I think this comes from like Norwegian or something similar, like German maybe. みたいに, 背負って, or maybe 背中, but, you know, back. 背負って, so put on the back. 棒ってな. So 棒, so the, you know, Kaze, there's like
The
wind
sound.
being there's like wind being expelled from the mouth of the backpack,
Interesting.
and it's like repelling all the rain. Yeah. 両手で奥か、両手が開くから便利だろ So you can use both of your hands. So that's really convenient. 便利。省エネに成功したよ。お前頭いいな. So she's like doing the same exact thing except for using
just basically an umbrella.
basically a regular umbrella. Yeah. And so that's where we're going to end today. And then there's more to go about the story of how to improve the umbrella.
Like the depiction of siblings is funny.
Yes. And then like conversations that people, because this is a normal conversation that every family has, you know, every
Just
sibling.
went on for
random ways, like brainstorming sessions about how to improve the everyday umbrella. Very common. Did you have anything else you wanted to add to the recommendations or anything?
You do not this week.
Cool.
Not this week.
Okay. I don't really have anything either other than just like do your reviews and do Wanikani because it's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I need to start doing that right now.
I need to do that too. I'm going to do that after I grab some food.
Me too.
Ooh.
All right, cool. I think we're good.
Let's give it the old bow tie and wrap it up, you know?
Oh, oh man.
Yeah, sorry.
The bow tie. What kind of bow tie?
You know,
A
the
red
kind
bow
that
tie?
you like,
Blue bow tie?
yeah, like a gold one, you know? And then you
A
like
gold
take the
bow tie.
scissors and you go, and then they become curly, you know?
Oh. That's too much work.
Yeah, but I mean, aesthetic is
I don't know
everything.
if I've ever put a bow tie on anything. I take that back. I had a snap-on, clip-on bow tie that I used one time for whatever reason.
I've never worn one.
But
All
I
right,
need
well,
to
anyway.
talk about presents. So hopefully this episode was a present to you.
Yeah.
We tried very hard.
Every week we'll try to give you.
We'll try to give you more every week.
More.
I do think we should definitely do the Japanese game thing. We keep talking about it every week, but I think it would be really fun. Yeah. Perhaps we should. I mean, it would be kind of fun to do that alongside the anime because I think that we're always going to have that thing going on.
Yeah,
but
I think that'd be cool to.
Let's try to figure out some game that we can play. But we'll figure that out offline. If you guys have any suggestions about some games that we should play, like if they're story games, that would probably be great. Something that we can both play together, and it's not like super fast paced because otherwise we couldn't tell what's going on. Like I think that obviously text and like dialogue would be better.
Yeah, so we can kind of.
There's a lot of stuff out there though.
There is. There's a large amount of things out there for us. So
yeah,
that's going to be the hard part, is narrowing it down.
For sure. All right. Until next week. Thank you for listening. Sayonara. Bye bye.
Thank you.